Welcome to Ready Set RC, and today we are going to do an overview of the Traxxas TRX4M Ford Bronco edition. It comes in a Ford Bronco and also as a Land Rover Defender. This is a 1/18 scale and it is ready to run. Comes with the controller, comes with the battery for the RC, and the only thing that you need to supply is the AA batteries to go with the controller. So this truck comes in a few different colors. The white that you're seeing here today, there is also a red, a blue, and a black. And I don't know if there's going to be any specialty colors that will come pre-mount. We do have a few colors that will be coming out as optional colors to purchase outside of having, you know, the full RC purchase. I love to see what those optional colors are going to look like in person. I've seen them on Traxxas's website, which there's quite a few of the Defender and of the Bronco, and they look really nice, guys. Plus, they're going to be selling two blank bodies, meaning two white bodies. White completely, meaning even the tops are white, everything is white, and you have to paint it up yourself. So a lot of options, all hard bodies. I haven't seen any Lexan options for this, but all hard bodies for it that you get to paint up and make your own. But let's talk about what you get in the box. You get a 2S 20C 750 mAh LiPo battery, and this battery comes with a proprietary connector. So it's not the typical connector that we would normally see with these mini RCs. You also get a USB charger for the battery that goes in the RC, some tools, some spacers for the shocks, owner's manual, registration manual, and a parts manual for the RC. You get a TQ, not the TQI controller. This just has the steering trim on it, takes the 4 AA's down below, foam wheel, and this does not have the Bluetooth module that you can put on the back. On-off switch over here on the rear. So here we are, guys. We got the Traxxas TRX4M. It looks amazing, guys. I really do like this RC. I was able to check this out at my local hobby shop a little over a week ago just to see what this thing is all about. And it's an amazing little truck, guys. What I noticed about the tires, and these are the BF Goodrich that are on here now. I believe the Defender does come with its own set of wheels and tires that are separate from what is on the Bronco. The one thing I did notice at the hobby shop is that the sidewalls on these are pretty firm. And then you have a very soft part of the compound down the center. So for the weight of the truck, at least in its stock form, it looks like it is going to be able to hold up pretty well to it. Once you start putting brass on this truck, you know, then there may be some concern of sagging of the tires, but for right now, it just feels nice, guys. These tires do not have foams in them. These are the typical replica wheels that we have on this truck, but these do not have foams at all. Hopefully you guys can hear that. One of the things I wanted to show you is at the rear here, guys, this is removable. There is a screw underneath this sticker that you can pull this off. There is no fifth wheel on this truck. It's only the 4 that you get that are mounted on the truck, and that's it. Surprising enough, I did find out. Now let's pop off the body. The body has, hopefully you guys can see that, 2 clips. One here, and it comes right off. But what I wanted to show you guys too is that this is very modular. So we have the body itself in this form. Then the fenders are removable. They do attach to the window screening that we have inside the truck, but it is removable. And then not only is the window screen removable, but also this top. So if you're really trying to reduce the weight of the body, because that's probably where a little bit of the weight is on this truck, you can do it. You can remove all of that. You can probably scale it in a way where the windshield here, you can cut that down, glue it on here that can mask in some way, and then mount the screws a little bit differently inside. So anything is possible. Another thing I wanted to show you is that Traxxas is coming out with a ton of accessories for this truck within the next month or two. If you go on their website, and that's what I did, went on their website, saw that they have a ton of accessories that are coming out between mid to late November through December. And one of them that I do plan on getting for this is the light kit, because they do have light buckets in here. It mates up perfectly with the ESC, and we'll go over the ESC and all the functionalities of that going through. But I wanted to show you guys just some of the mounting that you see in there to get the light kit all butted up on the truck. The body looks amazing. The only thing that I wish is, and this is not on any of the bodies that I saw, I wish the paint was metallic. I wish there was some type of metallic flex in the paint, similar to what we saw with the TRX4 regular Bronco. I wish that was kind of what I was going for, was trying to match mine up with this one. And that is an Easter egg, because you guys probably didn't know that I have a TRX4 110 scale Bronco. But yeah, that's what I would say about the body. It's very nice. It feels good. It's not flimsy. It's not Lexan. It's a hard body, and it feels good in the hands. So definitely one of those things that I say kudos to Traxxas for getting this right the first time around, giving us what we want, which is those hard bodies with a lot of detail to them. The mirrors do not fold in. They are firm. It's probably one of the things that you'll bang around while you're crawling with it on the first few runs, but definitely this body feels good in the hands, really good in the hands. Here we are with the chassis, the TRX4M, oil-filled shocks, and they feel smooth, guys. I mean, what do you expect from the TRX4 line is that they are going to have very smooth shocks. They are composite, so there's composite bodied shocks, but they are oil-filled and butter smooth. Hopefully you guys are seeing that on the camera. Composite front bumper feels good. Steel rails throughout. We're looking at a 4-link suspension in the front and also a 4-link suspension in the rear. So no links where we're seeing a panhard bar, nothing like that. No portals that we're typically would see on a TRX4. These are straight axles in the front and also in the rear. There are lights mounted in the bumper so that you guys can see that the truck does come with lights, but it also has the capability of getting additional lights for it. So there are lights mounted to the bumper on it. Everything is low slung. I like how they kept the motor down low, the servo down low, even the battery box, and hopefully you guys are able to pick that up. Even the battery box is nice and low. Really like how this thing is set up in that sense. Servo is mounted to the axle, and hopefully you guys are able to see that, but there is absolutely no interference. I'm going to show you guys some of that. Look at that. No interference with the servo whatsoever. This is a 3-wire servo. It's a micro servo that's currently in here. When I took it out at the hobby shop, the speed of it was pretty good, so I didn't have any issues with speed. When we're looking at the motor, you guys can see there it's 180. It's a Titan 180 motor with a 87 turn. So one of the things that Traxxas plans on coming out with this truck as well is these modular motors. So basically the motor and the transmission are all together. And what you're going to see is that they have a high-speed gear set and a low-speed gear set already bundled up together. And all you would need to do is buy the high-speed and low-speed gear set, plug it right into this, and you should be good to go. I already pre-ordered the low gear set. I don't think I'm going to need a high gear set. I don't think I'm going to be doing any speeding with this at all, just to get this thing up and running in the way that I want, because I probably want to do some low modular crawling. I saw how this performed. It performs good. I don't know if it's a limitation of the ESC to really get those slow, smooth crawls, or just the gears that are currently stacked, or just the stock gears that are currently in this. But I'm going to see. I wanted to see how the low gear set performs on this. We have the battery strap. Turn that around. Lock that in. Nice and tight. Real smooth. And I'll show you with the battery in too, so you guys can see what that looks like. Put that there. Bring it around. Lock it in. That's smooth, guys. Label is ginormous. But yeah, as I was mentioning before, we got the proprietary connector that would plug right in here to the ESC. And this is an ESC and receiver all in one. Just a couple things that you guys know. This ESC is a 2-in-1 ESC, so it is a speed controller and also the receiver. There is channel 1 for the steering, an accessory port for your lights, and then another accessory port which is going to be for your lights again. The on-off switch right here towards the top. There are bushings throughout this RC, so if you're looking for bearings to be on this, you'll have to pick up their bearing set, and that is an optional part that you can purchase. You have composite axles on this RC, composite drive shafts, composite links upper and lower, and the steering link is also composite. But all of those parts are optional upgrade parts, and you can order them all directly from Traxxas. They're listed on Traxxas website, and eventually all of these parts will be making it to your local hobby shop. The shocks are adjusted by spacers. What I noticed on this RC is that universally the screws are all 1.5. So yeah, that is definitely a treat that they kept the screws all of the same size. When I was at the hobby shop, they did have the trailer in. I was able to install it on the Defender, and it went in so quickly, guys. It is such an easy thing to install. What it took to put the trailer on, I removed the rear bumper, installed 2 screws for the hitch, and it was done. The trailer comes assembled already from Traxxas, and that's all that was needed to be done. Also 1.5 screws to do the install. So very easy to work on this truck and its accessories. Pricing for these RCs during first launch are going to be $149.95 US, and that's for the Defender and for the Bronco. The vehicle lengths, they're going to differ between the two trucks. So for the Ford Bronco, we're looking at 10.3 inches. Defender, we're looking at 11 inches in total length. Front track is the same between the two trucks, which is 4.9 inches. The rear track is also the same, also at 4.9 inches. Ground clearance is the same on both trucks, which is 1.12 inches. The weight is going to be a little different between the two. So the Defender is going to be slightly heavier. The Bronco comes in at 1.03 pounds, and the Defender comes in at 1.06 pounds. The height is going to definitely be towards the Defender. Is a taller truck. So the Bronco is going to be 4.6 inches, where the Defender is going to be at 5.3 inches in height. Wheelbases are the same, 6.10 inches. The approach angles are different between the two trucks. So the Bronco, you got 54 degrees approach angle, and the Defender, you have a 52 degree approach angle. Departure angles, for the Bronco, we got 68 degrees for the Bronco, and for the Defender, we have 41 degrees for the departure angles. Shock lengths are the same. They're 2 inches for the shock length. The outer width of the tire, we're looking at a 2.2 with the inners being 1.0. BEC current is at 1 amp. There is a low voltage cutoff on the ESC. It has 3 modes, and this is the part that I wanted to touch on. So there's a sport mode where it has 100% forward, 100% brake, and 100% reverse. Then there is a trail mode, which it's at 100% forward, 100% brake, 100% reverse, and a trail tune brake on neutral. And then the last one is a crawl mode, where you have 100% forward, 100% instant reverse, and 100% brake on neutral. A lot of folks, what you'll tend to see, is probably going to be more in the trail and the crawl mode. I don't foresee myself using the sport mode at all on this RC. I'm going to really be utilizing the trail and crawl modes more so. So for size comparisons, let me get these two trucks out for you guys. You guys are familiar with the Axial SCX24 Jeep Gladiator edition. This came out the year of 2022. Mine has maybe some minor modifications when it comes down to brass and things like that on here. I didn't really go too crazy on this truck. At least I still have a few more things that I want to do. It does have weighted wheels on there as well. But for size, that's what we're really here to see. Not performance or anything like that. That'll come in a later video. But I wanted to show you guys the size of the two. And hopefully that's coming up on the camera well. So width-wise, definitely looking at the Bronco being a wider truck, stock out the box. I know that there's some mods you can widen this truck, but stock out the box, that's what we're looking at. This is considered 24th scale by Axial. This is considered 18 scale by Traxxas. So just so you guys get a good idea of what we're looking at. Wheel to wheel, we're looking at about spot on in regards to size. The width is where I'm saying it, yeah. Hopefully you guys are seeing that. The width is where I'm saying that it is definitely a wider truck. And yeah, that's what we're really looking at, is that, you know, this is definitely slightly bigger, but it's not as big as everyone is going to make it out to be. Like, this is some huge difference compared to what we've already seen with the Axial SCX24. So for those guys who are looking for, like, hey, it's 18 scale, where am I going to be able to run this? If you're already setting this up on courses and you're running your SCX24 Jeep Gladiator on, you know, your crawler courses, you're going to be able to run this the same places. So I'm definitely going to test this out on my test course. And then when I open up the bigger course for the winter months, I am going to be running this on my bigger course for the winter months. So look forward to that, guys. But let's bring out the SCX24 Bronco edition and let's compare some sizes to it. And yeah, there we are, the Bronco. And this is once we can clearly see there is a size difference between these two trucks. Yeah, it's not even close. Not even, yeah. Yeah, not even close. Both hard bodies, that's the good thing. And with the Jeep Gladiator, this is a Lexan body, nothing against it. This is hinged, comes up. Same thing with this, hinged up there. And this one, as you guys know, the clipless system. All of them are clipless, which is great. Velcro right there. It's a good thing about the SCX24s that are out now, is that they're all mounted with a Velcro system. You could probably modify these, and that's what I want to do next, is modify these to the point where they're now using a magnet instead of the Velcro, because you guys see that tends to happen with the Velcro. It gets stuck on one side. Great trucks nonetheless. I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. I want to see how this one is going to perform. I've seen the modulation with these two trucks, and this is night and day compared to the original SCX24s. I want to see how this performs. I know for a fact, just moving this back and forth, it is not using worm gears. You guys know that's the thing with the SCX24s. I'm trying to move this front and back. You don't see them move. Front and back, don't move. These are using worm gears, which definitely helps out with the slow control and the drag brakes, whereas all of that is done with the ESC on the TRX4M. I'm going to be really anxious to see how this is going to perform on the course. As you guys know, my test course is nothing really technical. I just use it to see how the vehicles drive in the first time run, and I want to see how the TRX4 performs and take it from there. A lot of scale bits going on this truck. As I mentioned, you have these molded mirrors that are on here, the winch, the wipers going on in the front, the handles, the door handles, also molded bits, roof rack, also another molded bit that's on here, front grille, also molded, these fenders, molded, rails, molded, and you have these tail lights here molded too on there as well, and they do accept lights. This is another bit on here, and as I mentioned before, screw right in there, remove that off. You got another molded door handle right here. The molded bumpers, as we know, the rear, the front, and these accept LEDs in there. No D-links in the front, nothing in the rear. Really like this truck, guys. Really like how this truck moves and it performs. I had tested out the Defender at my local hobby shop, so looking forward to seeing how this is going to perform. A week later, getting this truck in the hand now, and yeah, I really like what Traxxas put together here. Nice hard body. I was thinking about removing this rear tire light cover, but I honestly don't know if it's really giving me that much weight. And I actually like it better on the Bronco than I did on the Defender. So I may keep it on there for now, but I removed it off of the SCX24. Just didn't like it. But I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it on for the first couple runs, see how it goes. But right now, I actually I like how it looks. Gonna have to see what will I do in regards to an interior. I do prefer to run something where I'm not seeing all those electronics going on inside. Kind of wish that this truck came out with, and especially since that's one of the things that Traxxas tends to do very well on the TRX4. So I would think I would have wanted to see that on this. Maybe it's going to be an option coming out in the future. Who knows? But side skid plates right here to cover this all up. That would be nice. I could see someone doing it. Hopefully Traxxas does it because I think they do a pretty good job on the TRX4. I know that's a lofty request because you can see it's not really there on the SCX24s. But this is Traxxas, guys. They really hit the world by storm with the TRX4, and I think they're going to do very well with the TRX4M. I'm thinking of big things with this. Big things for a little truck. So guys, I had to show you one last thing with this. I was ready to shut the camera off, and I noticed something else about the TRX4M. And when I found this out, I was like, I gotta put this on the video as well. These are BF Goodrich tires. These are about a 2.2 inch exterior. The crazy thing with them, yeah, it's 1.9 in there. They're a little bit tall of a tire. So with these, I mean, aesthetically it looks nice. We'll have to see how they perform, but I do like the compound of them. The only disadvantage is that they don't come with foams. So if you are looking to maybe utilize these on another, on some bead locks, that's the only thing. So they will work. And one of the good things about this that Traxxas did, they didn't glue them, guys. They didn't glue them. So you can reuse these. And that was the OMG moment for me. I was like, oh, I really like the compound of these, even though they don't have foams. I can probably find something that I can utilize in there. But I'm planning on putting some bead locks on this, and it is a very good thing that I can reuse these tires because they are not on the rim with glue. This is a game changer for me. I don't know how many times that, some companies do make a pretty good stock tire, and I have to say this is the compound. I actually like these. If anything, maybe want to remove some of the lugs on there to get a little bit more grip if they tend not to be too grippy. I do like the feel of the compound on these. As I said, I don't know how they're going to perform though. I have not taken this out on my test course to see how it operates, but I do like how the sidewalls do have a little bit of firmness to them. The inners very loose, and I'd like to see how they perform, and now I have the chance. I do have some foams that I can stick in them because I do plan on adding a little bit of weight to the truck, and I'm looking forward to seeing this thing perform. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned for the next video for that. So for this video, we've seen what comes with the TRX4M. We've done an overview on this truck, and we've also done a size comparison between this and the SCX24 Jeep Gladiator edition, along with the Ford Bronco edition of the SCX24. But what's up next? We're going to take this out on the test course, see what this RC is all about. Please look forward to any future videos. We pre-ordered some accessories for this, and I want to share with you guys what those additions are. But we're going to leave it here. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok for our latest posts to the channel. This is Ready Set RC signing out. Thanks again, guys.